Good morning. I'm Jasmine Anderson. The political career of indicted Long Island Congressman George Santos could be ending this week. He says he expects to get kicked out of Congress. It follows a scathing report by the House Ethics Committee. It found the Republicans swindled campaign donors and used their money for luxury purchases, including Botox and OnlyFans. Santos is also facing several felony charges in federal court here on Long Island. The House is expected to hold an expulsion vote as soon as tomorrow. More hostages are set to be released in the Middle East today. It comes as the four-day ceasefire between Israel and Hamas could be extended. 17 more hostages were released by Hamas yesterday, including the first American, a 4-year-old girl. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he's spoken to President Biden about extending the pause by 1 day for every 10 additional hostages released.
That's my goal. That's our goal, to keep this pause going beyond tomorrow so that we can continue to see more hostages come out and surge more humanitarian relief into those who are in need in Gaza.
41 hostages and over 70 Palestinian prisoners were held by Israel have been released since Friday. Hundreds of people rallied here on the island in support of Palestine. This was the scene in Hicksville yesterday as demonstrators called for an extension of the ceasefire in Gaza. And this was a scene at a counter rally in support of Israel at the Northrop Grumman facility in Bethpage. A new place to skate on the East End. Drew Scott takes us to the new multi-million-dollar rink in Calverton.
Our home. This is the jungle now, guys. We have our own place to call home.
Calverton is the place to be if you're a hockey fan of any age. These kids are members of the Peconic Wildcats, who already call this new Riverhead town rink their home.
It has good ice and it's fun. Really good. You get more practices and more games.
This rink will be used for hockey camps, clinics, open hockey, and public sessions as well.
This indoor skating rink has been years in the making. Town residents can skate at a discount. In the past, they've had to drive miles away just to skate or to play hockey.
The amount of pleasure that this will give families, kids, whether they're skaters, playing hockey, ice skaters, figure skaters, yeah, it'll be very satisfying.
It's taken Riverhead Town and the Peconic Hockey Foundation 8 years to get this rink up and running. Most of the funds came from the foundation, the community, local business leaders, and yes, the New York Islanders. And now the rink is getting a famous name.
We are so pleased to name this great facility the Ed Westfall Arena. Congratulations, Ed.
Your smile and your leadership has changed Long Island forever, and now it's the Ed Westfall Arena. Congratulations. We love you.
Obviously, I'm a little nervous and absolutely thrilled that these wonderful people thought enough of me and my contributions.
A name that will remind young hockey players that fame and greatness are achievable with hard work and maybe a good slap shot. Drew Scott, NewsdayTV.
Read more about the new rink in Calverton on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Sports now. Vikings host the Chicago Bears. Long Islanders are searching the internet for online deals today on this Cyber Monday. It's the biggest online shopping day of the year for several major retailers, including Amazon, Target, and Walmart. The Cyber Monday sales started over the weekend and end today. Hopefully you find something nice. The countdown to Christmas continues, and it's a big week for holiday happenings. The Big Duck in Flanders will be lit up this Wednesday evening. Thousands of lights will illuminate the one-of-a-kind historic Long Island landmark. The festivities will include carols sung by the Riverhead Middle School Choir and, of course, Santa. Also on Wednesday, the lighting of the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree in Manhattan. The annual ceremony at 30 Rock will be broadcast live on NBC and hosted by Kelly Clarkson. Santa already making his rounds on the island. Here's a look at the scene after the Port Jefferson Santa Parade yesterday. The village is now shifting focus to the Dickens Festival, which begins Friday. Checking out your hyper-local Monday forecast. Sunny today, highs around 51 degrees. Tonight's lows, though, in the 30s, so make sure you layer up to stay warm. Tomorrow, mostly sunny with only highs around 38 degrees, so a big dip in temperature. And here's a look at your futurecast. Rain makes a return tomorrow, so be prepared for that. A look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
Suffolk County is cracking down on gangs inside its jails. Sherry Einhorn has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
About 30% of the inmates housed at both Suffolk County jails have some type of gang affiliation, according to the Suffolk Sheriff's Office.
We have quite a few gangs in Suffolk County, MS-13 being one, 18th Street being another. We have Bloods, we have Crips, we have Latin Kings, we have DDP, Dominicans Don't Play.
Suffolk police say there are about 550 members or associates of MS-13 concentrated mostly in Brentwood, Central Islip, and Huntington Station. Gang violence on Long Island made national news within the last decade, with multiple brutal murders in Brentwood and Central Islip.
It was gut-wrenching, and it was unbelievable.
Multiple law enforcement agencies say gangs now focus less on violence and more on making money through extortion and drug sales.
In an effort to better understand the connection between MS-13 here in Suffolk County and leadership back in El Salvador, the sheriff and the undersheriff recently took a trip there.
They met with top law enforcement officials and also toured a maximum security prison, commonly called CCOT. It houses 12,000 inmates described as the worst of the worst gang members.
I think a severe blow to the leadership of MS-13, but rest assured they're going to try to come back, and law enforcement in Suffolk County has to be super vigilant to make sure that that doesn't occur.
A lack of leadership could also mean other potential problems.
Lack of leadership leads to lack of control. It could lead to infighting. It could lead to infighting between the cliques, which could only increase the violence here in Suffolk County potentially.
That is constantly being monitored by both the police department and the sheriff's office.
We have a direct pipeline now, not only to the Minister of Justice, but to individuals who can tell us what's going on with MS-13 or 18th Street in El Salvador that can really help us deal with issues that we could potentially be seeing.
In Yaphank, I'm Sherry Einhorn for Newsday TV.
Read more about gangs in jails on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Homemade handbags. Some creative Long Islanders are making and selling stylish pocketbooks. Elisa DiStefano has a story you'll see only in Newsday.
Look at all of these. I love the bright, beautiful colors.
Yes, I loved Alice too. She was the first print that I found that I really fell in love with.
So she's what started it all?
Yes.
Maria Strojetsky has sewn since she's a child.
When I moved here after raising my kids and my grandkids, I had time. So I bought a book on how you make handbags.
Self-taught with some online help, Maria turned her hobby into a business, Sew Pink Studio, out of her Port Washington home.
And it wasn't for any economic reasons, not because I thought I would sell them. I just loved making them, and I loved, art for art's sake.
Here's where you keep your treasures. Where do you find all of these fabrics?
Well, I've keyed on certain designers that I like, and always the ones that have whimsical or something pretty. Anything that has a little kitschiness to it, I'm also attracted to.
With support from her family, she's made hundreds of bags, from totes to duffels to backpacks, from a variety of materials that she now sells at markets and on Shopify.
There's a bit of whimsy in anything I try to put together. I like things that make me smile. I just was doing it for fun. And I'm still doing it for fun, and I hope it stays that way.
Elisa DiStefano, Newsday TV.
Made with so much love. I love this. Read more about the handbags on Newsday.com. Just click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Get in the game with Newsday. The best team of sports reporters and columnists bring you in-depth analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and news from inside the locker room. Get in the game when you subscribe to Newsday, your destination for total sports coverage at newsday.com/sports.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Thank you so much for joining us on this Monday. We'll leave you with a look at your hyper-local 7-day forecast.